All right. Looks like we're going here, and we're going to give a little bit of time for people to start coming on in and, have us a nice little soiree, a nice little party. It'll be cute. It'll be cute. If you have questions, you have concerns, you have anything like that, go ahead and just put them over into the chat. That way I can see them, I can answer them as we go. I do have one or two already made up here from some of our friends. So Finn Kreiskal, Finn Kreiskal. I can't pronounce your name, brother, but it's all right. It's all right. I've got the one from him coming in. I've got one from him already. And what we're basically going to do today is going to go over the PITATA pad. And I've already unboxed this, but we had an issue when I unboxed it, and luckily not many people viewed that live. Because I just got off of another Facebook group with I'm assuming a gentleman. I don't know. They don't have a Facebook. They don't have a picture or anything. It kind of feels really kind of scammy. But they were very upset that I was going to do an unboxing of this. And all I can say to that is this, right? Guys, they've already done a highly successful Kickstarter campaign, right? And I know what you're thinking. And his rebuttal was, their rebuttal was, well, you think that people who don't view Kickstarter view YouTube? And it's like, dude, it's okay. Like, we're talking about a device for magicians here. It's okay. We're not exposing how David Copperfield vanished, the Statue of Liberty. We're not going out and teaching everyone how to do a billet peek. We're just going to cover something that's a very expensive product that a lot of people want to know a lot about. And I think that's fair. I think it's absolutely fair. It's nerve-wracking, honestly, laying down $550 plus shipping and tax and everything on something that you're not really that sure of. I mean, for me, I've never owned electronics before. This is baby's first electronic right here. So I'm going to unbutton one. Whew, it's hot in here. Along the way, we're probably going to have a little guest speaker here eventually. He's over here chilling out right now, but I'm sure eventually he's going to try and herd me. It's my cat, so don't mind him. And, questions you have, again, just put them in the chat. Just put them in the chat. So, what do you want to know about this thing? Obviously you want to see it real time, and I've got the right setup here for that and all that stuff. I'm going to be doing, like I said, monitoring between, here and also on my system as well. So, to get you all properly salivating here. Let's see if I can find this. Nope. Don't want that. I want that one. Cool. So it looks like we have to do a little exchange here. It's not going to be quite as quick as I wanted, but still pretty quick. So what are we curious about, folks? What do we want to know going in? How's our day? Go out in the chat and just type a big win in for the week, please. I know it feels like a coaching call now, but go ahead and just put in a big win. Tell me something cool you did this week. Something cool you've done. I know early into the week, maybe we'll say week all the way to last Wednesday. Something cool that's just happened to you lately that, maybe you did. Maybe you found the ultimate solution to your card any number. Maybe you're finally the one. Maybe you, I don't know, we're in a room operating a Ouija board and Bob Cassidy's name was typed out. I don't know. Something cool. Something really cool. Just give me something over here, right? So we've got 2 viewers right now. Again, we're just waiting a couple minutes here before we get started so that we can let people kind of, funnel in here. It's going to funnel in here. I don't anticipate a huge audience, mainly because I don't think a lot of people care or know about this channel, really. We have quite a few viewers. We've grown quite a bit. It's been really great. It's been really cool. I put 10 years into this channel, and to have it finally reach 1,000 and then surpass that by 100 in about a week or two has been really nice. Really, really nice, especially with everything, doing it on my own. So that being said, I'm just really killing time here. Someone put something in the chat here. What are we curious about? What do we want to know? Why are we here? How's our week? Something here. It's just called dead time, people, right? And it takes a 2-way audience reaction to get that filled. So, but thank you for coming in. Let's see 2 of you in here right now. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for, being interested in this, being interested in me and what I do here. It really means a lot. I wish I could see your names so I could just thank you personally and thank you by name, as you're coming in. So, again, we're going to be diving into this. It is now 4 o'clock, so we should start to see the people roll in slowly but surely. I'm going to give it a few more minutes. Okay, awesome. B-Trig, yes. You cycled 100 kilometers in cold weather. Holy crap. Wow. You are much more daring than I am, my friend. I can barely waddle to my fridge most days. I'm still a relatively slim guy, and I still can barely do that. I think I spend 90% of my life here in this chair. Hungry and hungover, you're always the best, man. You're always here. And thanks for being here. And as we got a third one here, just do me a favor, introduce yourself in the chat for us. I just would love to know who's here. If you have questions, please let me know. We're going to launch into this, like I said, at 4:05. So if you need to get up and stretch your legs, you need to go grab a snack, you need to fold 20 billets to stick in your wallet. I don't know. Something cool. Something to kind of get you prepped, and thank you for being here. Thank you so much for being here. It means a lot, And, if you haven't seen the description yet, too, there is an opportunity to get this. My friends over at Illusionist, they support this channel heavily, which is great. And there is a 10% off code and a link down in the description. So if you click on that, you can get this bad boy, not just this bad boy, actually, but your whole order from Illusionist for 10% off. That's actually, I use that to get this guy, as well as it's not here, ditto. And then we also have, I don't know how many of you are familiar or remember this gem that no one seemed to really talk about, Venom. We got that guy as well, this is really cool. I'm actually really, really happy with this. Today I've been playing with it, doing, obviously you can see I've adopted looking like I'm Miss Cleo with rings here, but playing with like the floating ring and things like that. I'm gonna do some interesting comparisons on that to like what I found from doing classic ITR, because that was actually one of my first tricks, was an ITR and the floating dollar. Tarantula, and now with this, I think it's kind of a different thing. It's still got some annoyances. It's not right for every situation, but we'll go over that whenever that video comes around. So again, just like 3 more minutes here just to let people come in, and we'll get started. I'll play a lovely little intro. It'll be so cute, and we'll proceed into basically opening this guy up. To give our early viewers here a kind of look at what we're going to be dealing with today. You can see right here we have the actual box. We have the pad, one of the normal pads here, and then we have our this guy right here, our kind of leather folio, nice looking pad. I've got some gripes about this, and it's not a major gripe, but I'm gonna go over that. It's really cool, really cool, but they did something kind of dumb in the production side. I don't know why they did it. There might be a story behind it. I give them props for making an awesome product, because I tried to do a live opening last night, and between, I learned how to do streaming literally in a matter of mere hours yesterday, just throwing this together, making this work, figuring out how to stream across multiple places. Now I'm just streaming to YouTube. I decided this is where I want it to concentrate, and also is trying to figure this thing out, because it's a little bit more complex, I think, than it appears at first. So, again, thank you all for being here. This is great, amazing. We got less than a minute left here, and we'll just break right into it. I'm gonna play a little intro, like a really short, just quick video intro, and we're just good to go. But who has questions on this? Who's curious about this now that I've got it operational? I've tested it. I've played with it all day between taking sales calls, doing work. Who's got questions on this thing? Who's curious? Who is just itching to know what's going on with this silly thing? Who wants to know? That's one of the big things I'm personally curious about. What do you guys want to know? I know what I want to know going in. I know what I found out. But, you know, like I said, it's not all about me, even though sometimes I think and wish it was. So it's 4:05, folks. Let's go ahead and roll that intro. Isn't that sweet? It's just so fun. You know, you have to tell me, folks, like I said, getting used to streaming still. Let me know if the music played on that. The music really, I think, amplifies it, but it's still one of those things that just trying to figure out here. So, we don't have any real questions yet. We have 3 concurrent viewers here, and, you know, do me a favor first off, and, you know, congratulate yourself for showing up. That's always the hardest part in all of this, is just showing up to the party, in my opinion, in my experience, you know, and not just watching the replay, being people actually here looking at this now. So, okay, here we go. How quick does the peach go to? You know what? We're gonna answer this here in a minute because I don't even know. I haven't done the Apple Watch at all. Speaking of which, let's go ahead here and whoop, get back, and let's go ahead and pull up. This is obviously I'm not gonna be able to show you. Like, I'll show you things here in a moment. You know, but what I will do, oh, that's wiki test. That's not what I need. Let me get in here. New watch as well. I bought it just for this. I bought a frickin' Apple Watch. Took off my Hugo Boss watch that I accidentally stole from Peter Turner that I'm keeping safe when I was in England last time. Traded in for this. So let me find, there's the PITATA app. Okay. So, so I was on I'll take this off and show you all. I was on a call with Mark Lemon earlier today. And, well, not a call, but I was showing him this. I made a quick video, sort of like I'm doing here for this, for him. And, you know, I was showing him the zero latency and everything. And, you know, of course, there you go. Hi, Mark. So you can see it's actually very, very clear. Like, that's my first experience seeing this. So that's impressive. So let me go ahead and take this, put this back on here. Da-da-da. And, you know, and I noticed on the other side, and in the routine, do they hold onto the pad the entire time? I think that's completely up to you, actually. I look at the same way of how do you approach an impression pad, right? So this is another thing, right? Like, we look at something like this, and I feel like I had a discussion earlier with somebody about exposure on this, and they were kind of tearing me out for doing this live and saying, oh, people are going to find it on you. Brother, listen, if you started watching YouTube from the point of your birth, just the stuff uploaded today, so all the content uploaded today, this included, if you started watching it from the time you were born, by the time you died in your late 90s or whatever, if we're optimistic, you're not going to be able to get through that one day's worth of content, right? And I don't think people are searching for PITATA pad that are normal people on YouTube. That, and it should, people miss. I think people look at the method as being these things. That's not the method. You are the method. You are the person that conveys that this is real, right? You know, it's one of those things I never understood is like, you know, real mystery is not created by a device as much. It can be. There can be mysterious devices, but it's more the people. It's more the performer, all that stuff. So, moral of the story, can they hold the pad the whole time? I would say absolutely. Why not? I'll show you with this guy right here. It's snug as a bug in a rug. You don't have to worry about anything. So that being said, let's go ahead and, you know, we'll cut down to our overhead view and we'll take a look at this thing. So the first impressions here are really good. I mean, obviously last night I had my first impressions, but no one was here and that live stream's kind of bad. And I had to make an adjustment because you'll see when we open the box here, whoop, come back here. Right there, the sticky note is the secret instructions. While people, air quotes, secret because people need to, own the product, obviously, to do anything with it, I didn't want those instructions out there. I didn't want to rub anyone wrong in that sense. So I decided this time I'm just going to stick on a sticky note and, obviously keep it hidden. But this is it, and it's all charged and ready too. That's the other thing. It wasn't charged, it wasn't ready, I couldn't figure it out. It wasn't just like a plug and play like I'm kind of used to. I'm pretty good at picking up on what things are and how they work. This one had me for a loop until I watched the instructions. So if you get one of these, they say in the instructions too, watch the instructions first, because it'll save you a lot of headache, a lot of heartache, and there's a good chance you could short this thing too, which we're going to go into as well. So let's take it out. This is the actual device. That's it. And for that one of you right now that just thought, you have a mental question, you're thinking of it. What's that thing right here? That's a magnet. That's the kill switch and the on and off switch. So let's see if I can find where is. Yep. So you can see that little blue glow in there. That is it. That's how you know it's on. So let's go. So that's that. Let's go ahead and just get into the box first, because there were a few hidden things in there I didn't know about till I dug around. So we got the device itself. The pin, is this guy, which is a pretty nice looking pin. It feels, if I'm going to be honest with you, it feels a bit electronic-y. That's one observation I have. That's just me, and we know this stuff, but I don't think to anybody else they'd be any wiser. This is the pin. You do get ink refills and everything for this. And I think they're pretty proprietary, where you can find more ink refills once you get through the 2 additional in the box, as well as the 1 in it. For those of you curious, if you look up top here, let's see if I can get a good view on that. Yep. Whoop. Yeah, there we go. That is where you charge the sucker at, right there. So the pin is electronic as well. It's not any pin like I wasn't really sure. I'd hoped, but no. And then with that being said, let's go ahead to the next layer. So here in the next layer, we have our other goods. I'll tell you one thing I really love about this particular product right here is that, pardon my French, but it's packaged immaculately. I love that. I'm spoiled by really good packaging, like Illusionist and those guys. It's so rare to have good packaging in Magic anymore, and I love that the Illusionist guys have really taken that as a priority. These guys have done the same thing. This package feels amazing. It's going to go up on my shelf behind me here. I love it. It is wireless charging, which I think is cool, and they provide you a wireless charger. Is it a fast charger that uses USB-C? Nope. Just your standard, micro USB. But that's not a terrible thing. That's not terrible in my opinion. It did a pretty good, quick job. I can't remember what the statistics are on runtime for this guy. From what I understand, I think it's about 10 hours. So this one full charge will get this thing going for 10 hours, just living, working, doing its thing. Obviously, you can just take that magnet too, though, and let's see if that turned off. You have to find that sweet spot. There we go. And you can see the light is off. Let's see if we can get it coming back on. And it's back on. And that's what puts it in standby or off mode in this case, right? It's in off mode. So there's that. The pin. They make sure to tell you that this guy you want to charge at least, if you're using it very little, charge it at least once every 3 months. I don't know what the battery life's like. I think this is about similar, maybe 7 hours. I'm trying to remember from their breakdown yesterday. I should have taken more copious notes and all that stuff. That's what we got so far. People watching, by the way, so far, do you have questions? Are you curious about anything that you're seeing here so far? Is this all making sense? Interject over in the comment section. That's what's going to let me know. Any new people that might have trickled in here as we were going, thank you for being here. Thank you so much. We're going to cover the PITATA pad today and looking into this. I've never done, this is my like baby's first live really too, so glad you could be here with me to share this experience. So also you can see they include one of these lovely USB charging devices, cords, I should say. It's not really a device, is it? This is more of the device. This, if you can't tell, that hole plus that blah equals that. Did they give you a brick? No. Do I feel like for $550 they should have given you a brick? Yes. 100% think they should. That's kind of some of one of the things that kind of gripe me a little bit, is that I feel like there should have been a brick. But it's a fantastic, it's fantastic, honestly, so far as you'll see, but give it a brick. Can the spectator see the charging port on the pen? I missed it. So that's another little thing I'm kind of curious why they didn't do this. In the instructional, they go in and tell you they've got these little black stickers for you that will go on this end. So let's see if I can get really close here. I don't know what the minimum focus distance is. See if I can catch in the light. Yeah, there you go. Catch that sucker in the light. So they have these black stickers that you could stick on top. But they're easy to find, so it's not like, you know, they haven't included this whole important thing to make this deceptive. But why didn't you just include them in the box like you said, guys? Why? Just include it. You know, I get it. It's a small company. You guys are making tech products for magicians. There we go. That's a really good one. The light there, you can see that. See if I can, boop. There we go. So the thing catch focus well. You can see it right there. But yeah, there's supposed to be stickers that go on the top of little black dots. Unfortunately, they didn't include that in mine. Maybe it's just mine. Maybe it's all of them. I don't know. But I wish they would have included it, because they said they would. So hopefully that answers your question there. Hungry and hungover. But am I worried about the spectator going, I'm not. I mean, bearing in mind, I'm a social performer, you know. I'm not on stage. I'm not doing all this kind of stuff. I'm not professional. I'm just a guy that really loves magic and loves sharing it with people and uses it to, you know, generate more know, like, and trust with potential clients and leads. So, yeah, and so hungry and hungover. Here's the other thing I don't understand: why they did this. So naturally, when you hand a pen to someone, the first thing they're going to do is, do you see? Do you see? Why? They didn't make it go on the back. So you either have to have them, sit here and hold their pen, hold this cap while they're doing that, or you have to hold it. I don't get that. I don't know why that is. Like, I'm not trying to shit on the product. These are just my little frustrations. I'm going to get these out in the very beginning here, because this is a fantastic product. You're going to see. It's mind-blowing. It's space age stuff for, you know, people that basically live in the 1930s and want to be Theo Animan. No, I know, but still, it's cool. I'm not too worried about it. I'm really not. Like, I'll tell you, I will go out and use this thing without a little tip on the end and be fine with it. If they ask what that is, you know what I would do if they're like, what's that? I'd go, oh, it's a pen light. It's my trick. Meh, why not? The good thing about me is, too, you know, a lot of people think I'm too dumb to do this stuff anyway, which isn't fully untrue, which aids in it. You know, it's weird. There's a certain mentalist I love. I love him to pieces, but I think that's part of why people are so impressed by him, is he just doesn't seem like he's smart enough to be deceptive. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I know, B-Trig. It's all right, bub. But don't worry, it's not a big deal. It's really not a big deal. Like, literally, you just take a sticker and put it on the end of that. No one's going to notice that if you're really that worried about it. I don't think anyone's going to notice it, even if you don't. You know, I barely noticed it picking it up and going, ooh, that's interesting. You know, that kind of stuff. So, I wouldn't worry too much about it. So, this is the other pad here. This other pad, let me pull back so I can see and make sure I'm in good focus and everything. Great. This other pad is the hollow one. Look, it vanished. I had somebody ask me if they can, like, flip through the pages like this, and I'm just going, why? Why would they do that? Why worry about that? I will say this is to an extent the inferior solution though. This is the backup stuff. That's the extra cartridges, extra magnets. They do have some really, really clever ideas to conserve your battery life and have this thing have on-off switches and stuff. But, you know, it kind of makes sense with this guy that this goes in here. You can see there's some double stick tape there. Only thing I don't like with the double stick tape thing is, like, you know, yeah, you can get a little schmutzy. I think I don't know if that's the right word, but it's pretty well in there and no one knows. You know, here I'm taking off a frame here, but it's pretty much no one knows. It's good. You know, they can do to an extent that if they wanted to, they make their image and then there you go. But there is a normal one here too, which I think is a better solution. So we'll go look at that next. And then we're going to talk about this covering on it and the pros and cons of removing the cover and why I'm probably not going to. We'll go into that next. So let's look at the pad guy here. So let's go and close that up. That's a nice little contrasty display for us. So really nice leather pad. I actually really like this. It feels nice. I don't know if I like the fact they put their logo on it. Like, looks classy, looks nice. You know, it's like a giant hip pocket wallet or something. So let me grab the other pad here. And this is what I was using earlier and testing out so far. You basically stick, as you can see, that guy down into there. No hollow, by the way. You do not need the hollow. And then this guy can just slide right on in there. And this, again, this brings another gripe of just not really thinking or seeming to care on this, right? On certain things. They skipped on a few things. Well, first off, I feel like this is the front of the pad, but when I open it, you get that. So I don't understand why they did it backwards. And I think that might play into the next thing. So there's a magnet right here. Do I have anything magnetic? Yep, magnetic. So see, look. Let's even get that. It's like magic. Oh, look, it's stuck. Oh my god. Oh! Okay, but yeah, you get the picture. They put it right there, and I'm assuming the reason for this magnet was so when you closed it up, the pad would detect this, and quintessentially, it would then turn itself off and conserve battery power, which is a genius idea. Brilliant. Good job, guys. But wait. As you can see, I've stuck my own gargantuan magnet in here. Oh, keep forgetting I've got this down, this overhead view. They tell you in the video, oh yeah, and take a magnet and put it in here. You can see we have one on this side. Put one on this side. That's the side with the contact to turn the thing off. Why didn't you just do that? Like, that's my thing. Why didn't you just do it? Like, I'm not trying to really, I'm not trying to shit on this product, because you're gonna see again, this is amazing. This is game-changing. This is awesome. But they just got lazy on a few things. And yeah, I'm sure we're magicians. We've got a little bar magnet sitting around and some blue tack. We have some blue tack provided. We can stick it in there and there you go. But really, guys, why not just give a friggin' magnet or do it right the first time and get it in there? Maybe there's a story behind this. I don't know, but I wish they'd addressed it and at least made me feel a little bit better. Because I can get when people admit mistakes, but just seems like, one, having this the wrong way around feeling, and two, that magnet situation is kind of irritating. So yeah, that being said, who's got questions so far? Am I going too quick? Is everything concise? Lay it on me, folks. If you don't tell me when to stop and when to pause, I will not know. And there's my cat leaving the room. That's not a ghost. I won't know what to do. So, what are you feeling? What are you curious about? You know, like I said, I know it feels big time like I'm shitting on this thing, but I'm really, really not. It's a really, really cool product. Like, it's got some great stuff. You're going to see what it does here in a minute. That's going to make you go, dang. And it'll, even though they were lazy on some things, they were really not so lazy on some other things. So I think that's really cool. And for those of you that, again, that, there we go. Yeah, at this price point, the pen definitely needs a cover and a wallet, shouldn't. Everything. Yeah, I know. Let's get into the good stuff here, Hungry Hungover. Yeah, I see what you're saying. You're right, and I agree with you. But let's get into the good stuff, right? Let's get into the good side of things. I've been a negative Nancy this whole time. Geez, I think I need a cigarette or something here at this point, for God's sake. Let's look at, let me boot this up on this side. Because what I've got here basically is, boop, I've got the app itself opened up onto my iPad. So what we're going to do is look at this real time. Let me just switch over the settings. So here we go. That's perfect. And we'll switch into that. So you can see here, this is basically what you see. So right now, if you look at the red indicator, you can basically assume what that means. That means the pad is off. It's connected, but it's off, right? And the pads very quickly, very, very quickly sync up generally. So let's open up the top and get that magnet away from it. And board connected. There you go. So works pretty darn quick, in my opinion. I think that's really cool. I'm going to go ahead and... That's got a giant... I can't use that. I'm going to go ahead and basically write out a message for us so we can see this go in real time. So first things first, if you... actually, before I do that, let's look into this. If you click this little person button, it changes the perspective of the peak. So from seeing it that way to that way. So it's basically horizontal, longitudinal. We're going to do or vertical, horizontal. There we go. We're going to do it vertical on this one. Yeah, yep. Jitesh, I thanks for joining us, by the way, brother. I didn't see you sneak in there, man. Yeah, it's range. I tested it earlier, and I moved all the way back to the bookcase, and I had no problem. But I'm also not in an environment, a performing environment, where there's a bunch of frequencies going on. Like everything on this desk, for example, is wired in. It's a wired in, secure approach. Other than we got Bluetooth and stuff going on, but nothing like you'd encounter in a stage professional environment. That being said, Jitesh, and please, I hope I'm not butchering your name there, Mr. Patel. Mr. Patel, what is your opinion so far? Do you overall pleased with what it does? Are you into it? That kind of stuff. Can you dig it, brother? Can you dig it is the question. Can you dig it? Sorry, I'm with your back turn. Oh, okay. I pick up what you're throwing down now, my friend. Well, maybe we can do a test on that here in a second. How about we do that? So let's go ahead and do our first message. So see, you can first off see the latency is pretty good. Like I know you can't really see my elbow. There you go. I can't have the overhead cam and the MacBook going at the same time for some reason. So apologies, we'll solve that here in the future. I've never really been in this situation because I don't do a lot of app stuff. I don't do a lot of electronics. But let's go ahead and have a look. So hello everyone, you can see zero latency, and there you go. It's got it, and it's been able to intuit and understand what the word is. Wow, is that cool? But I know if I was in your, to an extent, that's so cool. I'm looking at your comment right now, Jitesh. Okay, so Jitesh has found out through Mr. Patel Mr. Jitesh Patel has found out that he's first always sounds he's very happy with it. And, he says just you need to make sure the app is open on your phone and it should be okay with your back turned with short range, which is good. I can live with that. I'm kind of surprised they didn't offer like antenna extender or something like that, or maybe there's a way to increase the range with your phone as well. I'm sure there's a hack out there if you just search, Bluetooth range extension or whatever for an iPhone or whatever you're using. I'm sure you can probably find that. I bet that would be a good solution. Hopefully it would. Maybe we can test that at some point, or hopefully someone can test that and let us know. But you can see the latency is really good on it. To clear the thing, really easy. Hit the old can right there, and it goes bye-bye. Let's draw a house. So you can see on that one, it missed a little segment right here, which I really can't figure out why that is, actually, because it shouldn't be missing that. That's interesting. Let's try that here. Yeah. So is it just like that's a dead zone? Okay. Maybe that's a glitch going on? I don't know, but apparently the bottom area near where the thing is a really sensitive thing. So let me push it down in there a little bit more. Maybe that'll... Yep, that fixed it. Okay. Yeah, so I just didn't have the thing put in all the way. That's my bad. Lesson learned. Hopefully for somebody else that's using this, make sure you do that. Is there any way to involve multiple spectators? Like erasing one peak and say the first spectator tears their paper out and pass the pad to another. This would be perfect for Cassie's 40T. I didn't see anything, but they're also updating this stuff all the time. So let's see. Okay, so I don't see... I mean, like I said, they didn't really kind of go over some of this. Like, I don't know what the swipe gesture sign is. I don't know what the drawing stroke width is. Like, that's one of the things that kind of gets me, is I don't know why they didn't go into some of this in the instructional video. And I did kind of, like, glance over it a bit as I was following along. Maybe I missed something, but I don't think they went over that, which is interesting. Oh, here we go. So Jitesh again has a lot of insight here because he's used this quite a bit more than I have. Okay. The antenna on the right top shouldn't be covered by much, and the range will work better. Okay, that makes sense. He also has the palm peeker. Oh, you have the palm peeker. I kind of want that thing, man. It's pretty cool. I mean, I've got the Apple Watch, but oh, that's a good segue. Good job, Mr. Patel. Good job. That's a great segue. But let's take a look. Let's take a look at that. I will. How can I do this in a way that we can get this? So let's see here. Is that? Maybe I'm not in the right app. Yeah, there we go. Or maybe I haven't set this thing up, actually. That could be the other part of it, is I just haven't set it up. So let's see. Wrist turn. So I'm not getting an Apple Watch right now, but then again, it's something I just literally just started playing with right now. Oh, I know the issue, guys. Okay, ignore me. Don't let this reflect on this. I know what the problem is. So you can't see, but just outside of frame here, I'm boop, boop, boop. That's my iPhone. That's the overhead camera we have here. So what's basically happening here is the Apple Watch is connected to my iPhone. It's not connected to my iPad. I'm not sure I understand. Shut up, Siri. So I'll test this and here soon, and we'll get back on that. I'll do a full review of this too coming up because I want to play with this more before I make all these judgments. I'm a little bit irritated by some of the things they just didn't include or didn't do, but that's all right. Back to is there a way to involve multiple spectators? I don't see a way to do multiple images. That would be a really nice feature. So I honestly, to be frank with you, That's a brilliant idea. I think that, if we write to them, there's a good chance we can get that as a feature. Maybe it's something they're already working on. Who knows? They do seem like that is one of the things I do like about these guys. They seem like they innovate quite a bit. So if something is kind of crap right now, it doesn't mean it's not going to be crap here in about 3 months to a year. So, not saying any of this is crap, by the way. I mean, there's a few things I griped about, but nothing that would dissuade me from purchasing this, knowing what it is now. So what works best is to open the app on your phone, keep it open, and then hand the notepad out. Okay, I had mine with the wallet. Okay, great. Oh, it says Jitesh's multiple works well. Okay, I have an Android, so the swipe function I had to figure out I had to figure this out myself. Just swiping up with 2 fingers and down decreases and increases. Okay. Huh. Oh. 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 See, this is another one of those things that I'm just curious, why did they not go over this in the instructional video? I don't know why they wouldn't cover something like this. Like, let's have a look at that. So we have a 2-second delay. That's clear. Let's keep on this same piece of paper. And I'll tell you what. Let me get this off. There you go. So I don't know if is that Jitesh, is that the delay on the reading up here at the top when AI kind of reads what it is, or is it in general? So let's see what he said here. This swiping up with two fingers down decreases and increases the delay. Multiple drawings work on the same screen. Okay, that makes sense. Multiple drawings work on the same screen. So you basically have multiple people maybe make a drawing on one pad or whatever, or one piece of paper, one whatever, and then they would do that. Interesting. By the way, Jitesh, you are great, by the way, brother. You earned that. You earned that. Jitesh is great. So, cool, man. And I appreciate, even though you're somebody that owns it, you still tuned in to check this out. So thank you. Your insight is super helpful here, man. Super helpful. So some of the other functions I have in here, and again, I just can't figure out why would you not cover this stuff on the download. I don't think it's in there. Like, I want to go back and view because I'm like, I don't know why. Yes, because delay would be on the writing. Okay. Gotcha. So I still just don't understand why they didn't just go over what these things are. Why would they not go over what these functions are or anything? So let me see, I just got your hungry and hungover comment. Yeah, if you can involve, say, 3 spectators, this completely takes Bob's routine to another level. His method is timeless, but a real-time peek of what they put into the envelopes would be impossible to them. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. And you know, the simple way of making that work, honestly, because what you could do, boys and girls, if I may, what you could do is have this mamma jamma, this device, in one of the envelopes in the stack. So bigger envelopes, about playing card size. And what they would do is you just give them the stack. They take them. Card number 1. You'd put an X. Here, let's see if I can get some... tell you what, let me switch back here to our main view cam. So what I'm envisioning here is this. Person number 1 has a X, and that's where they write their thing. It's the top of this piece of paper. Person number 2, right here. And they can obviously, person 1 puts their thing in the envelope, pass it to person number 2. Person number 2 does the middle, puts it in the envelope, pass person number 3. Person number 3 makes a drawing, and what you basically do is just have an arrow on the card or something and say, hey, make a drawing. and that will just figure out a way to block that space properly, and then you're basically good to go. Am I right? You think that would work? Do you think that'd be useful? I think so. I think it'd be really cool. Really, really cool. Yeah, Jatesh basically says, yeah, just hit the clear button after one spectator is done and hand the notepad to the next. Fair. That's right. You know, and he has the delay set up for 3 seconds. Okay. Interesting. This is, like I said, valuable, and so I'm really happy you're here, man. This is really valuable stuff you're dropping to us with this. Really, really good. Like this a lot. So let's have a look at this again, because we've got a few other features. I have not tested these out. Obviously, recognition language is pretty obvious. I barely speak English, so I speak English. But they've got quite a few languages in there. They've got English, French, Japanese, Spanish, German, Italian, Korean. They've got a good set of languages, so that's pretty cool. I like that. I like that a lot. You know, text-to-speech on or off. Very cool. Great idea. And I have not tested this yet. I would honestly test it right now. I've got my AirPods right here, but I know for a fact these are dead. Ding, these are dead, unfortunately. I'll have to give that a shot and a test in the larger review that it's planned on for later on. Drawing stroke width. I'm kind of curious what that is. Okay. So we do thick. Okay, let's try that. So let's do... Oh, okay. That just makes the drawing actual thicker, of course, exactly what it says it does, that I don't seem to understand because I don't speak English worth a crap, apparently. Swipe gesture sign. Select your note. Not show. If you select show, each swipe will show on the screen. Okay. Let's see what happens if I hit show. Let's just see. Let's just test. So. All right. I don't understand what this function does. Again, this would have been really, really nice to have had instructions on the app. That's one of the things I don't understand. So Jitesh says that text-to-speech works really well. Very smart AI. Make sure the spectator prints names, and it will, make it easier for the AI to recognize. I've seen that too, actually. Like, this thing does a pretty damn good job. Even my sloppy, you can see how sloppy my handwriting is. It's literally right in front of your eyes. You can see basically how sloppy my handwriting is, and it's recognizing what I'm doing, I would say 95% of the time, which I think is cool. I think that's really good. So, yeah, it says Jitesh is right. It's the AI is still pretty damn good with regular writing. I agree with that. I agree with that from testing it myself. I still know what swipe gesture. Oh wait. Oh, I know what it is now. Why would they make it swipe gesture sign? I think I know what it is. No? Maybe it's not what I thought it is. Maybe not. What does it say? What does it say on there? Select show or not show. If select show, each swipe will show on the screen. Select not show. Okay. Let's do that then. Okay, I think I had it on before, so. No, this is just like doing the same thing. I don't understand what that's supposed to do. Well, maybe I'll figure it out. Guys, again, if you watch this, please, for the love of God, make a walkthrough of your app. Or if there is, make it more known that there is one, so I can know what these functions are. Other app integrations. Okay. So provisions. I don't really know what that one is. Honestly, I don't know what provision is. No idea. Never had that one. Glyphs. Glyphs is some shiznit. For those of you that know, you know. If you don't know, woo, you should. It's a cool one, man. Really cool one. Okay, so hungry and hungover, just not to interrupt, or not to interrupt myself. I'm even polite to myself. Text-to-speech would be incredible for a name reveal, especially if the parapad, you ask them to tear out the page. The thing is pretty amazing so far, I'm being honest. Yeah, I think it is too, man. I'll tell you what, there's one way to have made this a perfect product. There is a simple way to have made this a perfect product. Better clarity. Better clarity on, like, if they hadn't said, hey, we've included these stickers, I wouldn't have probably been quite as butthurt. If they had just said, hey, we made these pads, we got like 1,000 of them, we just misprinted them, we're really sorry, we've included a bar magnet, or just grab a bar magnet, I would have been okay. But the lack of clarity is what's produced all of the issues. Right? Same thing with this app. I don't know how to do a lot of this stuff. There's not a lot of instructions in here on how to do it. Like, we're talking to Jitesh, and he's basically figured the thing out for himself. I mean, yeah, it's pretty simple. At the end of the day, you're just clearing shit out, and then, just drawing and peeking drawings and getting text-to-speech and everything. And it's really real time. I mean, you can see on this how real time it is. But there's just a little bit more TLC would have made a big difference in this. That's it. But honestly, made well. The pen feels good. No one would suspect this is a special pen. In my opinion, Meh. Yeah, so as Jitesh said, it's a bit of a trial and error. That's really it. It's a bit of a trial and error. And that's what I found out too. So by the way, for all of you that are on here, I've mentioned this once or twice. I'll mention it now. If you want to get 10% off this guy, 10% off this package, basically, I think they're probably past. You might be lucky. I don't know how many, for example, Illusionists have sold out the gate of these, but because the first 50, I think, get one of these lovely little pad folio things, which I do really like this. It just looks nice and pro. Like, if you're a stage performer, this is perfect. It just looks sleek and nice and doesn't look magic-y. And, obviously, no one's going to suspect, that you're getting something from this. They just hold on to it, and there you go. But if you want 10% off not only just this, but your whole order, if you go to Illusionist and type in JAKOBMICHAELS, all caps, into your coupon code, there you go. You're welcome. That should be your shipping off. That should be your shipping gone, and then a little few extra dollars. That's $55 off of this guy right away. So, woo! That's what I paid. You gotta drink from your own fountain sometimes. But yeah, I think there's some really, really, really cool stuff. And yeah, Hungry Hungover, you've got it right. Yeah, okay. Jitesh, I really like how to figure out how to streamline performances. Yeah, in Hungry Hungover, yeah, best part about the apps is they can always update it. And this is pretty new. With more feedback from performers, I'm sure they'll make it into consideration. Take it in consideration. Holy crap, I can't read. Yeah, that's absolutely true, and that's what I'm basically. Despite my little gripes I've had, that's kind of what I'm feeling from this. This is just, it's kind of like being on the front lines of. What could I say? It's like being on the front lines of something really new and exciting, basically. Like, let me switch back to full view mode here. It's like being on the front line of something really exciting, right? We've all kind of seen our electronic impression pads and stuff. This seems like it's got a very low failure rate, very low. Just the only thing they have to do now is increase the range a bit on like a 2.0, but it's really, really good. Jitesh, I have a question for you. Hopefully you're still on here. I see you replying, so I'm assuming you are. Did you remove, and let's take this back out real quick. And actually, I will, give me 1 second, folks. I'm just going to switch back over to the old iPhone overhead camera view here. Jitesh, did you remove your coating here? So this is another kind of weird thing, and maybe it's not a gripe. They were very open up front honest. So they said, hey, we're going to show you how to remove this. We recommend you removing it, but, wag of the finger, but, you know, what happens when you take this off, you void your warranty for one. For one, you void your warranty. For two, if anything metal hits this circuit board, you're going to get a short, and then you're done for. And he kind of offhandedly mentioned, like, okay, yeah, so wrap it up in, like, tape or something. Okay. Why didn't you guys just wrap it up in tape? I don't know. That's just my thinking. Why didn't you just do it? I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a beautiful product and everything, and I think I'm going to keep it probably in this. Because, I mean, while I would love the whole, here we go. Hey, product placement, cohorts, elbow deck, good stuff. Film that project, really good stuff. You know, I love the idea of putting it in the deck. Yeah, Jitesh says here he did not. And he said, I highly suggest you don't. Yeah. Basically, to continue on what I was saying, and Jitesh is again pointing out, if this thing's circuit board, once you take this off, touches metal, sunk. So, for example, if I just took this out of a deck of cards, for example, and it accidentally hit one of my rings, it's shorted. You voided the warranty, and there's no going back. That's $550 gone. But that's what's kind of weird, is they do suggest you do that, and it is a lot cooler without it. And I'm hoping that, you know, as technology progresses, we find and we get more kind of, you know, not only that, but funding. Because, I mean, I'm sure this thing was developed on, you know, a careful balance of a shoestring budget. It's not like we have a bunch of big name investors like Bezos and Elon Musk. So don't let me take credit away from them. They made a really phenomenal product. I recommend this. Off of my day and a half of playing with it and imagining the possibilities, I recommend it. Just the thing is, like, it's just so much cooler if you snip the thing off and you remove the back, and then it's like this flimsy, here, well, oh, whoa, that old gag. But no, it's really, when you, I'm so stupid. When you take this off, and you take off the board behind it as well, because you can kind of, let's see if I can get in there. There we go. And you take the board off here as well. But you see that little yellow thing right there? Oh no, you don't want my face, you want this. The little yellow thing is a board. And they only have that board on there so they could wrap it. But when you take this off in the board, basically you get this really cool, it's flimsy, it's flexible. You can stick it into a spiral notepad. They have that in there. I guess you could stick this in a spiral notepad too. I mean, who really cares? I think that's a big part of it too, is half the time we're running when we're not being chased. Like, you know, depending on what you're doing and what situation you're in, you don't really need to fully make this thing like super invisible. I mean, for fuck's sake. Why? You know, there's no need to, I think the way to put it is don't be Job about things. Don't be Job from, you know, Arrested Development things. You don't have to run. This thing, I bet you anything, I go, oh, cool. Here, take this sticky note. This is a surface. Here, just print the name on that. Great. And just put this in my pocket. I bet you no one would notice the difference as long as it's done casually and openly. You know, and that might sound crazy to some of you, but it's true. You know, you don't really need to run. It's all right. Like, no one's always out to perpetually catch you. And if they are, then do something that fucks them up so bad they're going to stop. That's why you do some of these challenge hypno effects and stuff, which you don't have to do that. The thing is, if you go in and try and pander and bend over backwards to that person's skepticism, that person's want to ruin your good time, they win, regardless if you fool them or not. So the best thing you can do is just do one thing, do one really strong thing, and stop. At least on the social side. It's one of my big rules. I've learned I do like one thing and stop. If they really want to see more and they beg me more, I'll give it some time. And then I might do another thing or two. And that's it. Because the thing we don't realize, I think the thing is, like, mentalism especially is different than magic. Once you've proven you can read a mind, okay, you've proven it. Great. Doc Hilford makes it really clear. You can escalate it up in a show situation and escalate the impossibility of it and have all this stuff, have prediction stuff. But once you prove you can read a mind, it's hard to just keep that going. People like Peter Turner are good at that because he's able to escalate. He's also able to bring other people in. Mentalism feels like most people perform. It feels like a one-on-one effect, but it shouldn't. It should involve the whole group, and that's what he does really well. For example, him and who else? Darren does that a lot too. If you really watch him go at it, yeah. So that all being said, let me have a look. I missed a few comments here. Yeah, I agree. I'm probably not going to remove mine. Are this just... well, I'll be honest with you, it makes it slimmer and it does a lot more stuff. And really, you could necessarily find a better covering of some point. I wish they'd researched that themselves. There's got to be a solution for it to keep it that slim, flexible kind of thing, but still have it protected. Because above all else, again, what you really don't want is metal touching any of the circuitry. When the circuitry's touched, you're sunk. Even as I'm throwing this thing around right now with rings on my fingers, I'm thinking, shoot, what happens if I go and touch this and fuck it up? But yeah, so that kind of covers it. I think this is a good overview of what this is all about. I'm trying to rack my brain and think if there's anything else that came to mind in this. That's the basic opening. I just realized I've left this overhead cam on this whole time I've been talking to you. Sorry about that. But yeah, guys, is there any other questions? Are we curious on anything? Have I kind of elaborated everything about it really well? I'm gonna do a deeper review on it here soon. So, what is there anything else I can do for you guys? Or are you ready for me to set you free and go about your day, and all that fun stuff? Do you have any personal questions for me? Do you have anything, anything outside of the PITATA pad you want to talk about? I'm open. I'm here for you, and all that fun stuff. We've only had about, how many viewers total? We had less than 6 viewers. We had about 6 viewers, I think, at the most here, which that's fine with me. I'm okay with it. And again, I've mentioned a couple times, but if you guys want a 10% off for this guy and your whole order, Illusionist, go get that coupon code out of there's a link in the description, or use the coupon code JAKOB, Michaels. That's Michael plus an S, and it's all one word and caps lock that sucker. So, yeah. Okay, honestly, you're great. Great stream. Oh, yeah, thank you, Hungry Hungover. Dude, you're such a nice guy. You're always so nice to me. I know I bet you there's going to be a few people who are going to call me a jackass for... I know one guy in particular on Facebook that called me a jackass for going over this, but guys, again, it's not about the secrets and the devices. It's about how we present them and how we connect with people. When we connect with people, it's almost like a beam of energy goes from your solar plexus to theirs, and it can create a bubble effect. Not just for one person, multiple people. You can almost create this bubble of comfort where, or a bubble of tension even, that you could pop and release and create comfort off of it, right? It's all about how we connect. Like, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter whether you're using electronic pad or you're using, cards, or, oh, that's a double backer. Where did you come from? Or you're using, our friends' billets. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Or if you're just blatantly overhearing something and then revealing it in the course of a reading or something. It doesn't really matter. What really matters is, how do we connect? So, awesome. Thank you, B-Trig. I appreciate your time too. Is there, again, anything else here? I'll give just a couple more minutes here. Is there anyone else here? Anything else I can do for anybody? I can answer for anybody? Let me know. I would love to help out. I'd love to give you my time. Just let me know here, because we are kind of winding down. And I noticed I am at a bit of a delay as well. So me right now is about 10 seconds into the future for you. So we're kind of going back to the future if you think about it. Interesting, right? So, any questions? Anything we're curious about? Question related to PITATA or PITA. I can't remember. I think it's a PITA-pad. I think so. It's actually supposed to be called. I'm looking at an ESP routine. Penguin has one called Beyond Perfect ESP where all 5 match. Do you know one or recommend any other ESP matchup routine? Okay. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know a ton of ESP matchup. I've got ESP cards. I'll tell you what I would recommend is Michael Murray's Beyond ESP. Make sure it's called Beyond Perfect. Oh, man. The ones Michael has, he has a set of marked Zinner cards that look just legit. You can't tell off camera here, but my desk is absolutely atrociously a mess with products and drives and all kinds of stuff. I've got the Illusionist kits back here that we're going to cover here in the next few weeks whenever I find the time. But yeah, I just don't really know ESP routines that well. I know Turner has some really good ones in his Vanishing Ink Masterclass. And I would always recommend you give your money to everyone else but Penguin. And that's all I'll say about that. So, I would say if you want a good bang for buck, I don't know if you were one of the lucky people that took advantage of the $1 masterclass from Turner where they basically made him their honeypot, and I still give him tons of shit for being turned into Andy and Jay's honeypot. By the way, I love those guys. They're very, very sweet. Their production team and working on set with, not working on set with them, but being on set with them while they were working, they're a very sweet crew, and I like that, their production team, that production people, filmmakers like me, that are actually magicians. So we had some cool stuff to talk about, connect with them. They're very nice people. I just think it's funny that they made Peter Turner their $1 honeypot to get people to try and buy their subscription service. And I know, and I was there with Pete when they announced that, and I was in England, and I remember just going, oh, for fuck's sake. It was too good. It was too good. So, yeah, guys, that's all I've got for now. Is there anything else I can help you guys with? Any questions? No, I gotta check that one out. Yeah, Peter's a great guy. He's a really great guy, and he comes up some really good stuff too. Very generous too. Like he's, I can't. The thing with Peter, he's so bad. He'll be like, "Oh man, I'll send you this," and then of course it never gets here. But instead I just buy it. I've owned almost everything he has. Hell, I shot the Bigger Fish files, but I don't even have one of the Bigger Fish files bottles. That makes me a little sore, but it's one of those things. So, oh, check your Instagram, sir. I sent you a message. Let me see if I can access that through my iPad. Do. Jitesh, on which Instagram? I've got quite a few. I'm gonna guess my main one, so I switch over to that. By the way, guys, if you want to follow more magic-y stuff on Instagram from me, it is Jedi.shit. I will actually, since I do have the technology and I do have the modus operandi to do this, I'll switch over here back to the iPad and all that. So if you want to, if you give me a follow on Instagram, give me a Jedi.shit. My other main profile is mainly going to be business content again from now on. I've really got to focus and niche down into that because that's what keeps my, my pockets lined, honestly. But Jedi.shit, that's going to be a fun one, and it's a funny name. But that being said, let me switch back, and I'll take a look at your message right now, Jitesh. I really appreciate you reaching out, dude. And I really appreciate you being here. You've been an absolute pleasure. Like, this live would have been half as good without you. You literally made this a wonderful experience. I don't see on Instagram. Check your Instagram. I sent you a message. Which Instagram, I wonder? Is there another Instagram I've got? There is, actually. Let me see. Maybe send it to me on this one. There's one Instagram I don't typically use anymore. Nope. Yeah, I don't see your message yet. Hopefully. Hope that comes through. Maybe it's just because I'm eating up so much bandwidth on here. Let's see. Oh, I bet I know what it is. Hold on. I'll go on to here. I bet it's under requests. I forget. Yep, one request. Oh yeah, of course, dude. Yeah, yeah, WhatsApp's okay. I do have WhatsApp. Sure thing, man. I'll let me get this guy closed down, and I'll forward you my WhatsApp stuff. That sounds great, man. I'd love to talk to you. Really insightful, really big help. Really appreciate it. So that being said, everyone, anything else I can help you with? Any questions I can answer? If not, I'm gonna sign off here in a minute because other than a bowl of ramen, which sounds like a lot, but it was not. It's like a little bit of ramen, but it was good ramen. Shinra in black, good stuff. I have not ate today, so your boy is gonna go probably get some like Taco Bell or Chick-fil-A. Just absolute junk. Sounds so good right now because I've sat here all day and worked on stuff and taken calls, done this, made sure all this worked. I just want to eat some Chick-fil-A, some Taco Bell, some Popeyes, something just bad for me. So what are we curious about? Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. Yep, if there's nothing else from anybody, which I will wait for the 10 seconds to kind of come back around. This is kind of funny, the delay here. I'll kind of keep some silence and watch the screen for a moment. If nothing comes in, then thank you all for tuning in. The replay will be available, and have a blessed one. But I'll wait for just a second before we do all that. And with seeing that wink timed out and that pause, I'm going to assume that everybody's covered and everyone's happy. Please reach out if you need anything at all. I'm happy to be of assistance. If I don't get back to you right away, I promise, just if you keep pummeling me, eventually I'll get there, unless I'm ignoring you, which I typically don't ignore very many people. So thank you for watching. Appreciate you. Smash that like button. Helps out, really does. All your comments have been so great. We really busted through this, and have an absolute blessed one. Cheers.